Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's Mark Johnson, running the Money Maverick Active Dad. How you guys doing today? Just a day in the life of Mark Johnson. Had a busy day yesterday. It's the first part of the weekend, and yeah, we had some snow. So whenever there's some snow and we don't have the children around, didn't know what to do. It's very rare. We have 4 children, so it's hard to find time to ourselves. And so we decided to go downtown Toronto. I know many of you definitely have been downtown Toronto. And since we live up north, we don't really get to go downtown that much. Just busy life, busy family, busy stuff, something always going on. So we decided to take the train down there instead of driving. The minute we got up, a lot of snow on the car. I had to clean up the car, got to get ready, got to drive to the station. And so we ended up taking the Go station. Many of you probably have ridden on the Go, and yeah, it comes up north, so we can take the train down, and wasn't that much, $10, round trip. It's pretty good, can't beat that. So ended up taking the Go, and took about close to 2 hours to get downtown, to get to Union Station. Take it straight down to the bottom, and it was a nice comfortable ride. You could charge your, I don't know, I couldn't see, but I think you can charge your phone, your laptop. You could do business on the train, which is pretty good. You can talk maybe a little to yourself. We saw some people with their earbuds in their ears, and they could listen to their videos or listen to their shows or whatever on their phone or their iPad or their laptop. And yeah, you can do a lot of business on that trip because, again, like I said, 2 hours is going to go by anyways. And so you don't have to drive. You don't have to pay for parking. It's a good saver of money. And you don't have to worry about crazy drivers on the road and bad roads with the snow and everything. You just take the train, and so that was pretty cool. And we went down to Eaton Center, spent some time down there. Shout out to my boy Makesh, saw Makesh down there, and yeah, we had a good time. We went around, walked around, had some food, tried to eat on the cheap. Sometimes we share meals together. Sometimes if the food's expensive, you can do that, That's some of the tips that I give you guys there, that sometimes you can share a meal. If it's a large enough meal and you're not going to finish it, you could share it. And so we used it as a date weekend, date night, whatever you want to call it, day, when you don't have time with the kids, My tip to you guys out there, especially those young parents, those people hope to have children, whenever you can get some time away from your children, take it. It's key. You can always see your kids again the next day or 2 days later. But whenever someone says they're willing to babysit for you, always make sure you take that advantage, and you can spend some time with other family members, other friends, people you trust, because definitely it's hard to find good help these days. And if you have family members that you can trust, definitely get that connection with them where they can babysit for you, because you need that disconnect. You need that break. You need that rest. Didn't really understand it so much when I was younger, but now as I get older, definitely when you get time away from your children and you can get that break and you get that babysitter, definitely take it because it's key. You need that break. You need to relax. You need that disconnect sometimes where they can grow up with other family members and learn from them and learn from different generations. Sometimes there's something that other generations can teach your children that you can't on your own, just because you're your mom and dad, and you're the disciplinarian, you're the provider, you're a protector, you're the priest at your house, and you're the nurturer and the lover in the family. But definitely you have to make sure that there's certain things that you can't teach your kids, especially like generational things that maybe grandparents wouldn't know, or things that other siblings would know, aunts and uncles, that they can teach your children that your kids won't necessarily listen to you about or learn from you about. Sometimes different ears and different mouths can raise your children, right? They say a village raises your children. It takes a village to raise a child. So when you have 4, you need a big village. You need a city. And so we got 4, so you got to do what you got to do. And that's one key for you. Make sure that you take those breaks, because sometimes, again, you need that disconnect. You need that break. You can't always be go, 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 go. Sometimes you need that rest point that you can say, okay, we're going to take this weekend for ourselves or this day for ourselves, and we're going to use it to disconnect. And then when you get back into it, you're back in with the children. So again, that's key to you guys. Take the babysitters, take the time away that you can, because it doesn't always happen, right? Like most times we're go 7 days a week, and we don't necessarily get that disconnect, which is needed. Especially with those with like little babies. Sometimes the baby needs a disconnect from you. Sometimes the baby can become very needy, and you become very needy on the baby, and you forget to take care of yourself. You forget to have some self-care time for yourself. You forget to have disconnect time, so the baby can like learn off of others and kind of get that disconnect, so they're not always needy on you, where you can't leave the child with anybody because they're so needy. Every time they wake up, they need you. But if they have other people within their lives that they can learn off of and interact with and love off of, then they'll give you that time away that everybody needs sometimes. So that's a little tip for you guys. So we went out to the mall, had a good time, walked around, saw the different stores that were there, saw how the mall has been transformed many times, and just had that time where you communicate and talk to one another, and think of the old times where you didn't have any children, where you used to date and used to have a good time. Again, date night's always good, date day's always good. Definitely take that date time and day out for you and your significant other. You need that time away, again, like I said, from the children, or you need that time to reconnect with your significant other. So definitely, I hope you guys like this content. Like I said, we had a good time. Ended up having some Chinese food, and going around the mall and discussing business and things we want to do in the future. So that's a good way that you could do that stuff. You can go in and discuss new things. Went to the different stores, did a bit of window shopping. Actually went to this chocolate store, and the store actually had chocolate for it was stupid. Some little square like this big, maybe this big. And it was like $24. It was good chocolate. It was like peanut brittle with almonds in it and stuff. But like the guy had the wickedest sales tactic. The guy was like, would you like to try our bestseller? And I'm like, all right, cool. So he ended up giving us a little piece. And he's like, should I get you? And then he ended up taking a piece and was like, should I weigh this little piece for you? And I'm like, okay, how much is it? And he starts telling us, and I'm like, all right, cool. So he ends up weighing it. And he's like, okay, should I bag this for you guys? Should I put this in for you guys? Do you want anything else to add with this? And I'm like, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, yo, this guy's selling us this stuff right away, like quick. And it's so wicked. His wicked sales tactics that he could just, and I'm like, we didn't buy it. But I mean, the way he was going on, it was pretty cool. It was like, yeah, nobody, we're not going to buy it today, but thank you so much. Walking out, and I'm talking to my wife, I'm like, wasn't that so sick? And she's like, yeah, that was amazing. That guy was like ready to just sell you the thing, give you a sample, and get you to like weigh it and get it going and saying, oh yeah, it's only this price. Yeah, you want me to bag it for you right now? And I'm like, what? Holy. But that's about sales, man. Like in life's all about sales. No matter what, a lot of people say, oh, I'm not a good saleswoman or man, but like we're constantly selling ourselves every day. We sell ourselves at school. We sell ourselves at our job. We sell ourselves at home. When we're on the street, we sell ourselves, as in we always have a sales tactic. We always want to make people feel like we're the it. We're the man, we're the woman. We got the talent and the values, and we have the looks and the beauty, So a lot of times we're constantly selling, especially when we go to a job interview. We're selling ourselves. Like we have to show our value, or we're not going to get that job, or we're not going to get that sale if we don't get the job, or we don't get that. We're not going to get it if we don't sell ourselves. So you constantly have to make sure that we're selling ourselves, and you have to be a good salesperson in everything that we do. If we're trying to achieve something and get something, guys are constantly selling themselves to women, as in their looks, what they got, as in their car, or money in the bank, or a great job, because women are looking for men like that. And women are constantly selling themselves too, about looks, to other men, that, hey, I'm a good package. I'm a good woman for you. You can build a family with me. And yeah, I guess we're always selling ourselves. So sales is pretty cool in life. You gotta be a good salesperson in everything you do, because if you're not a good salesperson, then you end up suffering. You end up falling short. And so definitely there's some tactics that me and my wife train others on, especially within our business and our lives. I'm a money life coach, and definitely I show my students how to sell themselves, because if you can't sell yourself, like I said, you're going to suffer. You could suffer financially, you could suffer mentally, you could suffer physically if you can't sell yourself. You can also suffer spiritually, right? So at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you constantly know how to sell yourself when the time comes up. And so after walking through the mall again, we did a little bit more window shopping, went along the path. I don't know if you guys know the path in Toronto. It's like one of the worst mapping systems. I guess it's just like our subway system. It's so bad. We went to this one place and ended up leading us outside instead of leading us down through the maze of different paths that are under the pretty much the downtown core. And yeah, it's like one of the worst systems. The maps are like all over the place. They don't really direct you. You might go down one corridor and end up, like I said, end up outside or end up in a dead end. And it's so bad because the maps are not multiple. They're not constantly shown throughout the way. It's like you'll see a map and then you have to walk down a way and then you may not see another map. And you're like, okay, where do we go again? It's like you have to remember to take a screenshot of everything so you have it on your phone. And that's one thing that we forgot to do. But yeah, the path system is so bad. We want to stay on the path because it's so cold outside. We want to make sure that it's like -5 outside and it was really windy. A lot of times when you walk downtown, especially in the winter time, yeah, I hate walking outside. I love to walk underground in the path. But again, I always kid with my wife, like if I was a homeless man, I'd have to find a young lady to live with or to shop because I couldn't live outside. I don't like the cold. And I definitely have to find someone to warm their bed because it doesn't make any sense. Why am I gonna freeze outside when my everything works perfectly? And there's a lot of lonely people out there, that need love. So at the end of the day, I'd have to work my game up and get with somebody definitely because can't freeze outside to death. That's not for me. So my tip to you guys out there, definitely, if you're homeless, try and run some game, you know what I mean? And warm someone's bed because definitely this is how you guys are gonna get. I hope you guys like this content that I'm sharing my life, my story, my experiences. May not be all right. Some people out there are like, oh, that's not nice. But again, there's people freezing outside to death. And there's people getting sick outside. And they sleep outside and they don't have any place to go. Meanwhile, there's a lot of lonely people out there that have a nice house, a nice condo, or a nice apartment. And they're lonely. They need love. So at the end of the day, if you can match people together, somebody might survive. Somebody might get happy. Somebody might be happy. And that's what it is. So at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. And and then we ended up taking the go back. So that was pretty cool too. Caught the train. You have to make sure that you catch that train, huh? Because again, like I said, it's a two-hour train ride. So you have to make sure that you catch the right train. You get there on time. You know what platform it's going to be at. You get on, and because again, you got another 2 hours to wait. And to wait 2 hours downtown is hell, straight up. Like especially if you have to go somewhere or you don't want to waste that time. That's time that you're not going to get back. So it's always good to make sure that you catch your train on time. And again, I've never had a problem with the GO. It's always a TTC, and I always hear people have rumors and or like situations where they're like, yeah, man, that TTC sucks. But the GO, I've never had a problem with the GO. The GO is always a nice, smooth ride. No one really bothers you as long as you get a seat. Like my wife says, she always says, make sure you get a seat because it's a long ride. It's a long ride, but and then we came home. There was a little snow up here too. Like I said, it was still snowing. So up north, we get a lot of snow. It seems like this winter we get a lot of more snow than we usually get. And so I had to make sure that I cleaned off the car a little bit and got to the driveway. Then I had to clean the driveway a little bit too because they don't want to get bunched up in the snow. But you got to do what you got to do. You got to enjoy life. You got to enjoy your time on this earth. Definitely think about life, write it down, plan all the goals that you have, write down your goals and follow your plan. I tip to you guys, young guys out there, young women out there, make sure when you finish school or when you finish getting up into your studies, put a plan together for the next 10 to 20 years and write down all the 50 things that you want to do and go accomplish them one by one. At least if you reach your 45s, you'd be like, you know what, I accomplished 50 big things in my life. Because there's a lot of people that haven't accomplished anything on that list over the last 20 years other than build a family, maybe got a nice job, had some kids, but they really never did anything on their list because no one told them that. So I'm telling you, make your list, write it down, keep it beside you, and execute everything that you got going on in that list. I recently started watching Squid Game. I don't know if you guys watch that show. It's on Netflix, and it is insane. They got some of the best writers. I watched the first series a couple years ago, and I've watched the second series. And yeah, man, like, you gotta take care of your life. You gotta do what you gotta do, because at the end of the day, you wanna have no regrets. A life is a terrible thing to waste, and your life can go by really fast. And before you know, it's over. And you got regrets, and you got things that you wanted to do that you didn't do. You didn't take advantage of it. You were very procrastinated, and you didn't take advantage of the opportunities that you had, or you failed once and twice and then just gave up. And then the fear of success, the fear of succeeding, the fear of accomplishing your goals and dreams kind of got to you, and you were like, you know what? Is this really for me? Yes, it's for you. Do it. Any kind of thought that comes to you, I think you should actually try, because why else would it come to you? Most of the ideas that we have are not necessarily bad ideas. They're good ideas. It's just our mind telling us, you know what, this is something that you maybe try and accomplish, try and get done. And so, again, my tips to you guys is try as much as you can, especially in your young age when you don't have too many dependents or too many children or too many situations or just do it. Just get it done. You don't really have too many people to ask, oh, can I do this or can I do that, or what do you think about this or what do you think about that? Just try it. Just do it. See what happens. At least at the end of the day, you can say, yo, I did it. It didn't work out, or at least I did that time. Because you don't know what's going to be around the corner. You don't know where your life's going to be in the next 10, 20 years, right? So at the end of the day, do it now when you have the time and you have the means. Or if you don't have the means, go work, save up the money, and make the means so that you can accomplish that goal and dream that you want to achieve. You want to go on that vacation? You don't have the money right now? Find a way that you can get the money. Plan. Even if it takes you 2 years and you make that money, you save it. Maybe you might not go on that trip anymore, but at least you'll have that money. Or at least you'll go on that trip and you won't be broke. Like, at the end of the day, try everything you can when you don't have too many dependents, you don't have too many things going on, because when you do have a lot of stuff going on, you won't be able to take that trip. Or it might be a lot more expensive. You might have to take a lot more people with you. You might not be able to go at that time. So do what you can when you can, and don't put it off. All right? That's tips from Mark Johnson, the Money Maverick, Active Dad. Keep pushing, don't give up, believe in yourself. You can do it. Happy 2025 to everybody out there, and do what you got to do for you and yours. All right? Take care.